introduce myself, tell you why I do what I do. We're not actually scrapping anything in this video, but just kind of give you an idea what I'm up to. So, to start with, when you see the videos that I post, well, let's back up the boat just a little bit. A little bit about me. I am a auto parts salesman for an auto parts store. Not the one you see in the background. I spent a lot of years of my life turning wrenches as a mechanic until I got to the point where that was no longer fun. In fact, I'm not even going to say not fun. It was just a pain. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and get on the other side of the counter and sell the parts, which I enjoy far more. I personally put on about 1,250 miles a week driving around the countryside selling parts to different shops and things like that. And I see about 130 people a week when I do that. And my job takes me 60 to 80 hours a week. When I get home, I go through and I put in the orders. And this scrapping is kind of my fortress of solitude, my mental unwinding, my moment of zen, shall we say. Everybody needs to have a hobby. If you don't, you'll go crazy. I am a cheap German from the Dakotas, so I don't like spending money. So I decided to find a hobby where I could get some peace and make a little money, maybe. Well, at least to make as much as I spend. So that's always helpful. And things intrigue me. I always like a little bit different challenge. One of the reasons I went into sales is because it's never the same thing day after day after day. There's always something a little different. So, that being said, at one point in time, I was friends with a gentleman who owned a salvage yard, and he allowed me to buy the alternators and starters off of the vehicles that he had out there, and I'd go out and pull them off and take them back and scrap them out. I was paying $3 for an alternator, and we will eventually do a nice video on that. I have an older video on that that's not very good, but there's between 1.5 pounds and 2 pounds of copper in most automotive alternators. So if you're about $6 worth of copper, and then you need about 1 pound of aluminum, cast aluminum, so there's another 50 cents there. The time involved in tearing that stuff down, I mean, is it worth it? You can come out, yeah. Especially if you get all the same kind together, do a mass scrap, and I like to do mass scraps because once you get in a rhythm, you're going. When I do these instructional videos, and I call them instructional videos, they're not really instructional videos, it's how I do things. There's other guys that do things other ways, and that's fine. But I kind of got bored doing just alternators and starters. So I kind of watched some videos, did some other things. After years of tearing things apart and putting them back together, it's kind of nice to tear it apart and not have to worry about how it goes back together. So that is why like I said, this is kind of my moment of zen. This is where I come on the weekends to relax, is into my shed. So I put in my hours at work. I usually end up, when I come home, doing those orders. If I've got a little free time, I will do some video editing and play a couple of games of computer solitaire, and then it's off to bed. So these videos that I do, I'm not monetized. Don't have any advertisers or anything like that. I do this strictly to help somebody else along that might be interested in doing this, showing them again, the way I do things, there's other people that do things other ways. There is, you know, there's right, there's wrong. Sometimes I do things wrong, and there's videos that I'll have posted that you'll see things just don't make sense. But it's a learning experience for everybody. It's a learning experience for me. It's a learning experience for you, the viewer. I've watched videos and I'm sitting there going, that was 100% wrong. But that was my personal opinion. That being said, I try to upload one video a week, usually on Saturday nights, maybe Sunday nights, depending on how busy I am. For those of you who comment on the videos, and another reason I wanted to make this, that's the only time I actually get on to YouTube is when I upload a video, and then I try to go through the most recent comments. Those of you who post comments of kind words, shall we say, praises, things like that, understand that I appreciate those comments. It's one of the reasons that I do what I shouldn't say that. It's not really one of the reasons that I do what I do. It's appreciated, though. Let's put it that way. I appreciate the kind words. If you have constructive criticism that you would like to levy, like, hey, I watched you do this, there actually is an easier way, try it this way, I'm all ears. I've told everybody that I've ever worked for or with, if you can do my job better, faster, and easier than me, I am more than willing to take the advice. So if you've got a way to do something better, easier, faster than me, I'm all ears. That being said, remember, for me, this is a hobby. I'm not a professional scrapper. I don't really care about time. I don't really care about things like that. This is my getaway. If it takes me an hour to scrap out a microwave, I've got the radio going, the shop is heated, I'm fine. I'm down with that. It's just my escape. So, just a little bit about me and a little bit about how I do these things. I do appreciate all the followers, all the subscribers, all the likes. And I will continue to make these videos as long as somebody is willing to watch them. But that's kind of just what I wanted to tell you guys. This is, why did I scrap that? Because I can. And because it's fun to tear stuff apart. So, yeah. By the way, in case you haven't figured out, the reason that you see a lot of automotive parts getting scrapped on this channel is because I have access to those, which is, quite frankly, why I do that. But yeah, if you've got a question on something I did, and I happen to catch it in the comments, I will answer you to the best of my ability. But there again, I only generally see those once a week on the weekend, so if I don't reply right away, don't think I'm blowing you off or anything like that. This is just something I do. It's something to kill a little time. Doesn't cost me anything. And the other thing about that is I usually have several videos in queue that I'm working on. So by the time a video is released, if you hear me say there was 6 inches of snow on the ground, it may be the middle of summer. But that's just the way that works in this world. So I'm working on one right now that I've spent, I'm going to say, the better part of 2 weeks already, and we're probably going to be into 3 or 4 before it finally gets released because of the way that video is run. So anyway, just wanted to introduce you to myself. Several of my videos don't show my face, and I thought maybe that was a good thing, but now I really don't care. So hi, y'all. Anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to get across to you guys. I hope you enjoy scrapping as much as I do. I hope you get peace out of it. I hope you get relaxation out of it. This is not meant to be a chore. It's meant to be something fun to do. And until the next time, happy scrapping.